the school environment in our country. And before I go into the discussion, let me just show a few slides just to set the tone. And these slides are very important because these are based on empirical studies from different interns are not comfortable going to school and they don't concentrate. And hence, we see a lot of low scores from different large-scale examination. So we're here to improve learner outcomes. We're here to improve our education system. And one of the things that we need to address to improve our education system is the issue of bullying in our schools. No? And that's why we filed this resolution to bring this to fore and to bring this to light. And also tap into the recommendations of experts. Throughout the weekend, I was reading some materials on bullying, and bullying has become an international issue. No, conferences in Europe, conferences held, organized by UNESCO, they gathered experts and scientists solely to study the root causes of bullying and hopefully prevent bullying from happening. So it's an international phenomenon that we need to study and address here in our country. So with that, that's why we filed this resolution, and we hope that we can get recommendations from experts so that we can also implement that in our system. We also want to see the law. No, the law is 2013, so 10 years ago. We want to also know whether the law is effective, the law is needs updating. Definitely during those times, our legislators responded to the issue of bullying by coming up with a law. But it's time to review whether the law is effective or not, and let's see, no, if we need to update it. So with that, we'll turn over the microphone to our esteemed colleague, Senator Padilla, for his opening remarks.
Maraming salamat po, mahal na tagapangulo, Ginoong Einstein, Senador Win Gatchalian. Ako po ay nagpunta dito at ako po'y sabik na makapakinig sapagkat tunay po ang inyong sinabi na ito pong bullying ay napakalaking suliranin po ito dahil ako po mismo ay produkto ng kung bakit ako nagkaroon ng tour of the Philippines sa mga paaralan. Magmula ho Maynila, napunta ako ng Baguio dahil ako po ay talagang nakaranas ng bullying. At hindi ko naman po sinasabi na para po sa akin, sa opinion ko, mahal na tagapangulo, ito po ay parang na ito ng ating pamumuhay araw-araw, lalong-lalo na sa isang estudyante. Ang hindi lang po ako parang hindi ko na matanggap ay para sa bullying nung panahon namin, sa bullying ngayon, hindi na po asaran kasi dati asaran lang, talo, pikon. Ngayon hindi masyado ng personal at palagay ko hanggang online, wala nang pahinga. Kasi noon, asaran lang sa eskwela, pag uwi mo, masaya ka na. Nasa bahay ka na, kasama mo na yung pag-recess, kasama mo na yung grupo mo, okay ka Pero ngayon hindi. Halos 24 oras ikaw ay nabubuli. Lalo na yung mga kabataan ho ngayon, meron kaming study na almost 95% ng mga kabataan ngayon meron ng smartphone. Tuloy-tuloy ang bullying. So ako po ay sumusuporta sa ating pong mahal na tagapangulo na yung batas noong 2013 mukhang hindi na po applicable ngayon. Kaya po ako ay nandirito, mahal na tagapangulo, upang makinig po sa mga eksperto. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Senator Padilla. Maybe later on you can share with us your experience as a child when you experienced bullying, so we can also understand how we can approach this with care and love. No? I think that is also a very important facet in addressing bullying in our country. So let's go on into the discussion, and we'll start first with statistics, no, with the numbers. It's important to understand the gravity of this issue. No less than from the Department of Education, who's supposed to gather information and data. All of these statistics that I showed you are from the large-scale international examination that we undertook in the past, and now we want to see actual numbers, no, being reported, and then we segue into what the department has been doing to address bullying, and also its analysis on RA 10627. No, kung kailangan po ito i-update or i-improve, no, para maging mas effective ang implementation ng anti-bullying in our country. So with that, we turn over the floor to Asec Galban, and just to give us some basic stats, no, to start off, so that we lay down the groundwork.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. The Department of Education has been very supportive of the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013, and as such has issued subsequent memoranda regarding the reportorial systems. As such, we have also created several units within the department, from the Child Protection Unit to the Child Rights and Education Desk, just very recently merged together as the Learner Rights and Protection Office. We've even launched the Learners Telesafe Contact Center last November 24 to increase our capacity to gather reports about bullying. As such, we have been able to gather subsequent reports. The data that I will be sharing are based on the collected numbers by CREED, LRPO, and of course the CPU over the past few years. So in terms of the total number of cases of bullying per school year, I shall go from 2013 up to the latest data that we have in 2020. So this is school year 2019 to 2020. So upon the passing of the bill, the base number was 1,309. The following year, 2014 to 2015, it's 5,624. A significant jump, possibly attributed to the now increased reporting system about bullying. The following year, 2015 to 2016, 7,221. In 2016 to 2017, 8,750. In 2017 to 2018, it became 1,586. Sorry, 15,866. In 2018 to 2019, the highest recorded was 21,521. In 2019 to 2020, our latest data, the number dropped to 11,637, again possibly attributed to the shift from face-to-face to online learning, and possible underreporting as well with relation to the pandemic. And then if we're going to aggregate the data that we were able to collect over the past 7 years, if we're going to look at the different categories, we have here as listed physical, social, gender-based, cyberbullying, and retaliation. So I'll go through each one so that we can look at the breakdown. For physical bullying, over the past 7 years, the total percentage in terms of all the bullying experienced was roughly 56.79%. For social bullying, it was 25.43%. Gender-based bullying or gender-biased bullying, 5.92%. Cyberbullying at 6.03%, and retaliation-related bullying, 5.83%. In terms of the challenges when it comes to the reporting requirements, we have highlighted here that all schools shall inform the respective schools division superintendents in writing about the anti-bullying policies formulated. And all of them are intended to be collected and processed by the schools division superintendent. As of to date, there's no similar monitoring function over private schools. In terms of our capacity to intervene, DepEd can only meet sanctions over private schools, particularly on the suspension of permit to operate. Particularly those airing private schools shall likewise suffer the penalty of suspension of their permit to operate. So these are just some of the challenges that we have. To provide a little bit more context and for the enrichment of our discussion, I shall provide a bit of a breakdown over the past 3 years that may be of note in aid of legislation. I've mentioned already the breakdown over the aggregated period of 7 years. I'll try to go to a more recent subset from 2017 to 2020. And I'll break it down based on the category of bullying. From 2017 to 2018, physical bullying accounted for 56.2% of all bullying cases. This increased in 2018 to 2019 to 58.68%, and in 2019 to 2020, 57%. So it plays within that range, 56 to 58.68. In terms of social bullying, in 2017 to 2018, it was 27.65, dropping to 23.56% the following year, and dropping further to 21.93%, the social bullying. Gender-based bullying in 2017 to 2018 was 5.55%, and increasing even more to 8.94% in 2019 to 2020. Again, we continue to validate the data and we hope to provide more context to the Senate committee. In terms of cyberbullying, in 2017 to 2018, it was 3.58%. 2018 to 2019, 5.66%, and 2019 to 2020, 7.30%. And lastly, in terms of retaliation, 17 to 18, school years 2017 to 2018, 6.99%, dropping to 6.27% from 2018 to 2019, and finally 4.81% from 2019 to 2020. Again, in the context of possible underreporting or shifting in reportorials during the onset of the pandemic. But if we will look at the data in terms of face value, relative increase in terms of gender-based and cyber-bullying, according to our data. So we hope to furnish the committee with additional information with reference to the status of bullying in schools. Thank you, Your Honor.
Sir, let's break it down again, no, one by one. Your data is until 2019, tama?
2019 to 2020, school year 2019 to 2020, Your Honor.
2019 to 2020. Let's just take at the last 3 years. Tama ba? For school year 2017-2018, it's 15,866. Tama?
15,866, yes, sir.
Okay. And then 2018-2019 is 21,521.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But in 2019-2020 school year, it's 11,637.
Yes, sir.
All right. So these are the actual reported. How is this gathered? Reported through a hotline?
They're reported to our schools division superintendents, gathered through our learner information systems, and aggregated and submitted to the central office for consolidation.
Okay. And I read in a and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a news article that came out. DepEd stated that 264,000 instances of physical bullying in schools has been documented in school year 2021-2022. Tama po ba?
I will confirm the data.
This is GMA News Online. Physical bullying, 260,000 cases. May ganun?
260,000, sir. I shall confirm with our...
Wala kang ganung na data?
This data set, sir, is from our Learner Rights and Protection Office. So we shall try to validate the data, sir.
Kasi ang layo eh. What you're saying is 20 school year 2019-2020 11,000. But in the news report is 264,000 in one school year.
Mahal na pwede pong makasingit. Opo. Kasi po pagka physical bullying ang sinabi po natin, marami po dyan talaga hindi naman na i-report. Sa panahon ho namin, hindi naman namin yan nire-report sa principal o kung kanino man. Kasi magiging asaran pa yan eh. Sumbungero. Yan, yun naman ang pagpasok mo kinabukasan, yun naman ang mangyayari sa iyo. Daga. Yan ang mga kasabihan ho eh. Kaya po siguro, kaya magkaiba yung datos po ninyo sa news. Opo, pero ewan ko po sa panahon ngayon, sa panahon namin talaga, yung physical bullying, ang nangyayari po dyan, kaya nagkakaroon ng mga fraternity. Kasi doon ka pumupunta, doon ka sa brotherhood na yung pupunta para hindi ka mabully. Opo. Yung po sigurong physical bullying para po sa akin, kayang i-handle yun. Ang hindi po kayang i-handle yung mental. Kasi yun po ang mabigat. Para sa akin ngayon, yun po ang nararanasan ng ating mga kabataan, yung mental torture. Yung physical torture, sorry po pero para sa akin, nakatulong pa yun eh. Para ako'y maging, hindi naman po sa usapin lamang ng humarap sa buhay, palagay ko mga 20%, 30% nakatulong pa yun. Pero yung mental na bullying, siguro po yun po ang dapat nating harapin. At kung ano man po siguro yung physical bullying, pagka umabot na sigurong gusto ko nang patayin, yun. Pero yung kadyut-kadyut lang dyan, okay lang yun.
Thank you, Senator Padilla, for that. Can you reconcile the numbers between the report online and also?
The reported data, sir, may contain also reports from our regions and schools districts, but may have not yet been forwarded to the central office for aggregation, sir.
Yeah,
We
but
shall-
what's itong, let's take itong 2019-2020 kasi this is pre-pandemic level eh. That 11,000 is nationwide?
Yes, sir. Although we have to confirm with our regions, sir, during the reporting period.
But you have to give me numbers now. Ano ba numbers?
As of the latest.
Kasi if you look
data,
at PISA, CPLM, we're talking about 40% to 60% eh. The 11,000 is nowhere, it's not even 1% of the total population, student population. So mayroong discrepancy. So I want to, because if you look at your numbers, ang layo. So how do we, layo. So how do we continue if the numbers are different? Because what the large-scale examinations are saying, it's between 40 to 60%. So if you talk about converting that to student population, you're talking about 10 million to 12 million students, as opposed to 11,000. So how do we reconcile that?
Sir, we shall confer with our research team as well as our planning service to help reconcile the data and forward the response to the Senate as soon as possible.
Ang conclusion ko dyan, Senator Padilla, is maraming unreported eh.
Possibly, sir.
No, because in the large-scale examination, they tell the truth. No, because it's an examination. They know that the examination will go to an evaluator, and the examinations will probably go to people who are not connected to their schools. No? But of course, if they report, alam nila that will go straight to their schools. And there is fear. Baka malaman nung nagbubuli kung sino sila. No? So my analysis there is there's a huge issue of cases of being unreported. So, and that's a problem because if it's unreported, then how do we solve the problem? How do we help them? How do we extend the hand of assistance to our students if they're not reporting?
Mr. Chair, if I may, this relates to the measure that you have forwarded already regarding mental health and wellness in schools. There's also notable difficulty in being able to monitor the number of bullying cases, more so in the lack of registered guidance counselors that are available in the schools, as well as other health-related personnel, because all of the responsibility in terms of addressing such issues fall within the shoulders of our teachers that are already overloaded. And as such, we are very supportive of the measure to hopefully increase the manpower personnel. Mr. Chair.
Opo, mahal na tagapangulo, sumasang-ayon po ako doon sa guidance counselor. Dapat talaga po meron yun dahil ng panahon namin talaga yun ang takbuhan eh. Hindi naman yung principal eh. Pero alam niyo po ba mga sir, ang mismong paaralan, alam po nila kung sino talaga yung mga bully sa paaralan. Alam mismo ng teacher yun kung sino kasi hindi naman nalilihim yun eh. Siguro po magkaroon din po talaga ng inisyatibo yung mga teacher na harapin yung mga bully na yon. Opo, kasi hindi po nalilihim yun, popular sa paaralan yun kung sino doon yung mga asar. Opo. Salamat po, mahal na tagapangulo. Lumilipat ng paaralan, ang problema, yung social media naman, yung scope niya napakalaki. Kaya yung iba napupunta po sa hindi magandang ganap. Yun lang po, maraming salamat po, mahal na Pangulo.
Thank you, Senator Padilla, for that. And definitely, yung cyberbullying has been the emerging venue of bullying, no? Because of its anonymity, its convenience. You can bully anytime, anywhere with the cell phone. So, and now, sabi nga ni Senator Padilla, 90+% of 95% of teenagers have a cell phone, no? And that created a whole new world for cyberbullying, no? So please take note of that. Go ahead. Other recommendations on the law?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we would also be open to possible integration of responsible social media and internet use within the curriculum, because that would already be part and parcel of what would be necessary for them to function in the regular world, the real world. And it would be imperative for us to somehow have a leveling in terms of their knowledge base, how to conduct themselves online, the limits, the covers of the law, because we have to include those in their awareness reference to their rights, because of course there are particular rights that would be highlighted, freedom of speech, etc. But what are the limits of such that it would not be with respect to the rights of others, not to be bullied, not to be harmed, or experience aggression online? Those are things that we're very open to hopefully integrating and being highlighted in the policy.
Mahal na tagapangulo, napakaganda po nung sinabi ng ating asec sapagkat yan din po ang concern.